I won't obey. You cannot tell me what I cannot say. I'm here to last, so yeah, I'm here to stay. I'll live each second like my final day. You can't take that away. Yeah.
What up? What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Old IJ, and this is a Sunday afternoon where we talking about Sinners, the movie Sinners. Now, pretty damn good movie. Better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie to you. I went in there with an open mind, but I was trying to see what is all the hype about. I seen the trailer. I knew it had something to do with vampires, but I didn't have a full understanding of it. I said, what the hell is this? So I went in there. You know, I was expecting everybody talking about Rotten Tomatoes, gave it 100. I'm thinking, yeah, what up, Miss J? We live. They gave it 100. I'm thinking, all right, let me see what the hype is about. And I do give this movie a 10 out of 10. It was better than I thought. Michael B. Jordan did a good job playing Smoke and Stack. Those are the two twins, the stars of our show. Then we got young pastor boy, young Sammie. You know what I mean? We got Cornbread. We got Miss Mary. Yeah. We had the Chinese family that were holding it down for us. Pretty damn good movie. Way better than I was expecting it to be. I usually don't watch stuff like vampires and movies like that. I just don't like all the fictional shit. But that was pretty damn good. Now, this movie took place over what? 2 nights? Well, we got the first night and then we went back a day. So it was really only one whole day. They bought the meal. We're going to go through all of that. Then we're going to go over some Easter eggs. I haven't looked at any of this stuff, so all of it's going to be new to me also. And we'll just point out little things. So I don't know if this is really, it's going to be like a movie review / kind of a recap, but not really a recap because we about to be jumping all around with this and just pointing out different things. Delta Slim, he did a good job. I like that. I liked his character. Even the first vampire, I liked him. The family, they were cool with the singing and stuff. That was cool to see that. They part of the clan. He shot old boy. I forgot what his name was. Terry. You know, I don't be remembering no names. I think his name was Terry. Low down, dirty Terry. That's what we're going to call him. Shot the other boy in the leg. What did we learn? Don't trust the devil. That's what this whole movie was about. Don't trust the devil. And if you know, you know. And if you know, you know. What up, Power is Fire? If you know, you know. Don't trust the devil. Go ask Stack what we talking about. See, Smoke was a little bit different. Stack was different. You know what I'm saying? Smoke Stack, barbecue. That's actually a place in Kansas City called Smoke Stack. But Stack, don't trust the devil. What up, DeMarcus? Don't trust the devil. That's all. That's all we can say is, as far as that goes, is don't trust the devil, especially one that's drooling. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, we are going to be giving away spoilers. We're going in detail about everything we saw. So to probably, you know what, we're probably going to do this like a on the clock. We might just go through each character and talk about what the hell they did. But I liked it. Smoke was the serious brother. Stack was the wild and out brother. I like Stack's character more. Smoke was more about the business. But Stack was about having fun, having a good old time, man. Some people were coming in there, they didn't even have money. They had the little wooden chips. You know what I mean? What I consider Sinners a musical. Nah, they didn't do any singing besides Sammie. You know what I'm saying? Besides Sammie singing, I did like how they had the new beats dropping and shit. I was like, okay, yeah, here we go. What up, Tamika? They had that beat dropping. It had me feeling like this. We gonna take this through the years. You feel me? Yeah. See, that music is instilled in us. We take it from the roots all the over here. We had to plant the seeds and watch it grow. Went from blues to hip hop, R&B, and look at us now, man. But I wouldn't say this was a musical. Other than Sammie playing Sammie sang and then the girl sang, but that was really more of that was just the stomping to get us into the build-up of what was going on with Little Mary and Stack in the back room. So that's all that was. That wasn't really nothing besides, you know what I'm saying, picking up the pace of the movie for us to go into it, the attack. Now, I liked how the whole movie was showing the vampires they couldn't enter in unless someone invited them. Remember the first time we seen the vampire, boom, 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 boom. Hey, let me in. Please let me in. Please let me in. His body was all burnt up. Why was his body burnt up? Because he was running during the daytime. And they probably threw some holy water on his ass too. But he was running out during the daytime. The Native Americans, they were after him. The Native Americans knew the whole time. And they were like, man, you got to let us get him. If you let him in, it's too late. Then the old boy was sitting on the wagon and said, man, we got to go, man. The sun going down. We got to go, man. We got to go get locked up. Now, I will say this, though. I will say this. I would have survived this movie. We gonna go ahead and end this movie right now. Look, this is how this movie would have played out. We would have done everything. And then once we got to that one point, all we had to do was kick the Asian woman in the butt and throw her ass outside. We would have been perfectly fine. We would have been A-okay. All we had to do was get rid of the Asian woman, and we would have had a grand old time. Everyone would still be here. Well, Stack wouldn't. Stack was already. But all we had to do when the Asian lady was like, fucking, it would have been over with. She wouldn't have had enough before just even debating. Like once we found out that these are vampires and they can't come through the threshold unless you invite them, everyone shut the fuck up. Just sit down. Sammie, get to playing some music. As long as we don't say come in, just chill. That's all we got to do. This movie, everyone would have survived. Everyone would have survived. Right when the agent, her husband out there, he turned around and had that bite mark. I would have threw her ass out the door. You know what I mean? Going out there with her. He's going to kill our kids. No. They said they're going to kill your kids. They didn't say nothing about, I ain't got no kids. We would have been perfectly fine if the husband ain't leave. Well, but remember, the husband, they didn't know it. They didn't know it was vampires at the time that the husband left. Remember, they didn't know at this point. Everybody was leaving. So she was like, we got to go. This ain't what we came here for. So in reality, that lady got her husband killed. Because remember, he was like, no, we got to chill. We got to help out. She said, this ain't what we came here for. So she got her husband killed. I would have threw her on out there, man. But remember what I said when we first started this off? You can't trust the devil. Well, when Mary went outside, that's white people doing white people shit. This is a horror movie. That's white people doing white people shit. If it's 3 random weirdos outside, none of us are going out there. No, y'all can't bring y'all honky tonk asses in here. Nope, that's it. Party over. It's for niggas only, for colors only. For one time, it says colors only, and we gonna go ahead and acknowledge it says colors only. You know what I'm saying? This raised boom boom room. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no everybody. No. This ain't none of that. When Mary went outside, that's on Mary. Close the door. She wasn't supposed to have her ass in there anyway. Young Sam told her, you ain't supposed to bring your ass in here. I'm with the twins. You don't belong here. See, we goods Negroes. We don't mix and mingle with the white folk. You know what I'm saying? Them common white folk. When Mary went outside, that's on Mary. Mary went out there, thought she was going to get some gold, come back. See, don't trust that devil, man. They going to get you into some shit. They going to get you into some shit. All right, let me see something. All right, so what we're going to do is I found a couple of websites, articles that are talking about some Easter eggs. So we're going to go through all of that, and we'll continue to just talk about the story. So whenever I see something in the comments, I'll get lost and we'll just follow whatever you guys are talking about. But we're going to go through some Easter eggs, point out some things that we may have not noticed. But I did like in the beginning when he was begging to come in, please let me in, please let me in. And then when we seen Mary first came back, well, you gonna let me in, ain't you? That's when I started catching on. They couldn't come in without, without the permission. And then when the vampires first showed up, well, we can't come in. They like, nah, you can't come in. So then I was like, okay, it's a reoccurring thing. And then remember old boy, they got his face slashed. His ass was outside. They took him outside. They thought he was dead. Cornbread came and got on him. Cornbread whole face is all toe up. Man, this is a good ass movie. I liked it. Now it turns out Smoke and Stack wasn't really no good Negroes. They went up to Chicago and they were saying Chicago ain't nothing but just free niggas still getting harassed. You know what I mean? They up there stealing from Al Capone and shit. They were supposed to be working for him. They went, I guess they was in the military. So I guess they fought in World War I. Is that what you guys got from it? They said they was in the military, so they were in World War I. They went to go fight in World War I. That's what I'm thinking that they were talking about. All right, let me see. Sinners movie. Oh, and real quick, I see you talking about Sammie Powers Fire. Sammie is a trifling ass nigga, man. I know it's the 30s. But then with the dirty 30s. She said, let me freshen up, Sammie. He said, I just want to taste. She said, I walked all the way over here. You know that Mississippi heat. Man, look. Mississippi is hot as hell. Even with AC, it's hot as hell. Every single character you seen on here sweating their ass off. And you remember, you got to walk in from the city all the way out to the mill. This is at least a 3, 4, 5 mile walk. She walked all the way over there. Then they got in there. They were dancing and shit, sweating. Ain't no fans. It was hot as the motherfucker in there. He talking about, I just want to taste it. That's it. This one. Like, damn, young Sammie, man, the 30s seem like the best place to be, man. She didn't even give a damn about her husband. We don't even know where her husband is. But all right, let's go look at some of these Easter eggs. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll just go through these and we'll point out what we knew and what we didn't know. Once I get some screenshots, I'll put up a recap and I'll break it down. Well, I'm gonna implement some of this stuff too. But once I can get me some screenshots, I'll do a recap. I just don't have anything. So I was like, we'll do a live. All right, this is over on Katua. I don't know what the hell website this is, but 5 hidden meanings that will make you want to see Sinners twice. Well, I'm not going to see Sinners twice in the movie theaters. Y'all can. They did come out this weekend with $45 million. The next time I watch Sinner is either on a streaming service or it's probably going to be, not to incriminate myself, illegally. All right, Sinners is a masterpiece. Ryan makes a movie, features vampires, but it's not just a horror movie, it's more. The film tells the story of Elijah Smoke and Elias Stack, twin brothers played by Michael B. Jordan, who left rural Mississippi and fought World War I. So there go our answer. They did make a name for themselves in Chicago working with Al Capone, but returned home to open a juke joint because Chicago was like Mississippi, just with taller buildings. On the night of the opening joint, vampires show up and chaos ensues. Now, if you have not seen the movie, stop reading here and go watch it. It is a movie to be seen on the biggest screen possible. What's more is Delroy Lindo steals every scene he is in. So, he better get some Oscars love next March or black folks will riot in the streets. I ain't right. He did a good job. You know what I'm saying? Delta Slim. He said, I ain't drunk. And then I thought he was turning over. I said, damn, man, he a vampire. He's like, nah, I just drank too much. So that was cool. He was the comedy for us. With Sinners, Ryan had more on his mind than a simple horror movie. There are 5 things that leap off the screen. They contain so much symbolism. But I'm going to spoil some of the elements of the film. So read this at your own risk. Now they're saying that there's 2 endings. Now I only seen the one where he was playing the guitar. They've seen at the end. All right, the guitar. Miles Caton plays Sammie, a gifted musician whose music attracts the otherworldly beings. Everywhere he goes, Sammie carries with him a beautiful guitar that Stax tell him once belonged to Charlie Patton, father of the Delta Blues. There's a scene halfway through the film where Coogler visually connects black music across generations as he shows us black people singing and dancing in the 30s. But while the camera drifts, we then see black people in African clothes dancing, a DJ spinning on a turntable, a man playing an electric guitar dressed in clothes that brings George Clinton and the Funkadelic to mind. Now, when we watched the trailer and we seen them out there, and I was telling people, I was like, man, there's a DJ. And people are like, well, that ain't no DJ. I'm like, no, there's a DJ out there, man. I've seen that in the trailer. People were telling me, no, you don't see no DJ. I'm like, all right. The guitar is symbolic of power of black music. Coogler is saying that it has power to soothe us, but it can also attract those who are unwanted. They talk about the music industry right there. You know what I'm saying? Some of the Jewish. The vampires. It is not by mistake that the horror begins right after the scene that showcases black music. The vampires are white people who are attracted to the power of black music. Remmick, the chief vampire, is willing to let everyone live if the people inside the club would hand over Sammie. He is the key. Sammie, come on up front. They want you. Yeah, you the chosen one tonight, man. I told you we was gonna make some money with you. Yeah, they want you outside. The vampires want you, Sammie, the man with the guitar. You know what I'm saying? The man with the guitar, they want you, Sammie. They don't want us, they want you. Y'all giving up y'all little cousin Sammie? Y'all giving up Sammie? Y'all giving up Sammie? So look, for the greater good of mankind, if we give up Sammie, we can all survive. Think about it. There was at least 70, maybe 80 people that got bit because of Sammie. There's about 70 to 80 people that got bit because of Sammie. So if we get rid of Sammie, We all survive. But if we let Sammie live, we all deleted. Hey, Sammie, you you got a taste in, didn't you? Yeah, going outside, man. It's been a good run. The vampires are colonizers. They want to own our music. So by extension, they want Black culture. Coogler uses the language of horror to show us the real threat of the film, whiteness. That's what I say, man. You can't trust the devil. Definitely didn't see any of these vampires. All right, so let's see what they say about the sawmill. The sawmill, the place that smoke is stacked by from a white landowner, was once a killing floor where white supremacists ended the lives of the untold number of Black people. The reality of what the building was used for was hinted early in the film when one of the brothers noticed a stain that looked like blood on the floor. But it is said explicitly in the final act, the building is stained doubly by Black blood. First by white supremacists, then by vampires. Now, we know the landlord wasn't going to let them keep this. Because remember, they even said, if we see any of the clan stand on any of our land, we're going to kill them dead right there. So we find out in the end, they weren't even going to be able to keep the sawmill because they were going to come by and tear it up. And that's what one of the end scenes was when we seen Smoke going at it with the whole clan when they pulled up. He was in the woods. He had that head start, though. So that's the sawmill. We noticed that, and they were like, oh, man, we just cleaned it up. We just mopped the overflow. Scars. Sammie is hurt in the end of the film. We see him scarred as the film opens, but it's not clear until the end what hurts him. They are like the blood that stained the floor on the sawmill. Those scars are a reminder of what he has seen. Now, the only reason, so I'm sitting there, and I got you got the screen, and I'm sitting all the way on the left. I'm D1. Yeah, that's where I'm sitting at, D1. So then it's me, and then these three Black ladies, they come in. So they sit next to me, and you already know we all Black folks. So they sit next to me, and I'm listening to what they talking about, waiting for, the movie to start. The lights on because I get there early. They sit next to me, and they joking around. The lady next to me, she eating her nachos, talking about they stale, but I'm hungry. So I'm laughing, and she like, don't be laughing at me. As soon as the movie come on, we see Sammie coming into the church. And they showing flashes of what happened that night before. Ooh, she jumping this shit. I'm like, hey man, we ain't even fucking a minute into the movie. She jumping and grabbing him. I'm like, hey. I had to tell her, I said, hey, we not gonna be doing this all night. She said, I'm sorry. I just can't do scary. I'm like, it ain't even scary yet. So me and her, we sit here, we whispering. I just became part of the crew. So the whole night I'm talking to them three. Everybody in the crowd, somebody in the back saying some shit. I had to get my jokes in. I had the whole theater cracking up because that's what the fuck I do. So we sitting there whole night. She jumping and shit. I'm like, hey man. So I had my drink in the cup holder that was between me and her. She grabbing my drink. I had to move her hand and say, hey man, the fuck? Put your hands on your side of the thing. Cause I'm getting both of the armrests. I got the armrest in the aisle and I got this armrest. I'm here first. I'm claiming my territory. She jumping the whole time. She talking to me like, what you think they're gonna do with that guy? He part of the clan. I'm like, hey, I'm this is my first time watching it too. I don't know what the hell is going on. She's like, we're the Native Americans. I'm like, look, hey, I don't know. All right. I came in here 5 minutes before y'all did. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. We watching the movie. All right, I'll try to explain as shit progresses, but I don't know. It's just a nigga that's burnt up. I don't know. What up, Trench? Bro, I got a mission with a lady tonight. Oh, yeah, this is worth it. This is worth it. You got this is a good movie to go see right here. It's gonna have you wondering. And then when you leave, you can act like you Michael Jackson in the Thriller video. She don't even know you might be a vampire, Trench. But yeah, definitely go watch it. I like the movie. I'm a hard critic. I gave it a 10. All right. So we got the scars. Yeah, when Sammie came to the church, his face was all cut up. But when he was in the water, it wasn't really tore up like that. Because Remmick, he just had his hand on his face before he got hit with the guitar. All All right, let's see what the church is about, and then we're gonna find something else because we need to find out what the meaning of everything is. This is just a little overview here. We need some more in depth. The church. The movie opens and the movie opens and closes at the church. Hopefully, you stay for the post-credit scene. Now, I stayed and then I dipped. The movie is about Sammie wrestling what he is calling to play his music. He wants to play it wherever he wishes, but his father calls him a sinner because he loves the blues. In the end, the church is both a place of salvation and damnation. It is almost as Coogler is saying that he respects the church, but he does not want black music to be chained there. All right, I mean, I get that, but I thought they was gonna give us a little bit more than that. Hey, Pops had that damn Nino Brown haircut, didn't he? Let me see something. I think there was a. Let me see what they got to say.
Ryan Coogler manages to seamlessly weave in Easter eggs like this is an MCU movie. I'm going to go through some of my favorite that I've seen. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler warning, not because this has spoilers, but more because it gives some aspects into the movie, and I know some people just don't want to go into this knowing anything. Mary is an old friend of the Smokestack twins.
Y'all gotta be careful. Y'all gotta be careful with this. Now remember, so Mary is the white lady. Her mother brought in the twins and basically raised them. And then we know that Stack ends up getting with Mary. Mary was waiting on that nigga. He went up to war. He went to Chicago. He didn't came back. But you can't trust the devil.
During the Jim Crow era in a segregated Mississippi, he's able to interact with them because her mother is a quarter black. During this time, something called the one drop rule exists, in which if you have just one drop of black in you, you are considered black. There's even more layers to this character because she admits that she is now white. Because race is not a biological category, it is a social construct. During this time, white passing black people would often choose to be white to avoid the laws of segregation and Jim Crow and to overall live a better life. We also see examples of race as a construct through the character Remmick, who is an Irish immigrant and tries to appeal to the black people by saying we are the same. Though it feels weird.
They were trying to get up in there. Hey, no lie. What y'all think about Remmick and them song? I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of cool. And then when they were playing the music for Mary, if you watch closely, while Mary is sitting there, the lady, you see her hand on Mary's shoulder. Like, you like, what the hell? Mary's like, you get your hands off of me. They tell me, oh, that's sad. Ooh, that's sad. You just see that hand on Mary's shoulder. Mary's like, man, what the fuck? Mary went out there with that little pea shooter. Hey, that was dope. I ain't gonna lie. When Mary was walking off and you seen that motherfucker Remmick jump up in the air, you like, oh, shit. And I like that they didn't show like the attacks. You just had to assume that it happened. Because sometimes you'll see the vampires consume a body, but then sometimes it's just a quick bite. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just a quick bite and move. But we see what happened to Smoke. I'm not Smoke, but Stack. Stack got all chewed up. And then old boy, they got thrown out. Cornbread chewed them up. Some people are just getting a bite. Old girl's husband, the Asian's husband, all he got was a bite on the shoulder. You see what I'm saying? So some people getting ate up and some people are just getting bit. But that's because Remmick knows that they got to take over everybody.
To us because he is white. At the time, they kind of were. Irish immigrants were brought into the United States as indentured servants and weren't considered to be white. After joining the Union in the Civil War, people of Ireland were granted white citizenship and land as a thank you for helping. Black people ain't get it, but you know they did, so, you know. Good for them. Delroy Limbo's character, Delta Slim, looks and sees a bunch of black men that he knows as prisoners working on the field. After slavery was abolished through the 13th Amendment, something called convict leasing became popular, which prisoners were leased like they were a car to private companies and plantations to do work for free. Opened the door for a new version of slavery where black men were rounded up for crimes they didn't commit, that they can go to prisons and work for free. Consequences of convict leasing is still seen in modern day. The thematic oppression really be popping off, I'm telling you. The film also includes the Chow family. Characters are interesting.
Yeah, the Chow family, man. All we had to do is get rid of Grace. Now she's going a little more in depth. I'm trying to get us to the nitty gritty.
Because they are Chinese, but they have a deep Mississippi accent. Presence of Chinese immigrants in the Mississippi Delta is another byproduct of the abolishment of slavery. Chinese immigrants were recruited by plantations to work for low wages to supplement the slaves that were free in lieu of white workers who obviously were charging considerably more. At the
And then also with the Chinese, they came over and helped build the railroad. So when America started laying railroads all across the western hemisphere of the United States, the Chinese people came over and helped out with the railroads, which aligned them with the free slaves because they were low labor workers. So that's how we get a lot of Asian stores within the Black communities, because although they weren't appreciated as much as white people, they were still a little bit of a step ahead of Black people. So when they were working for the white folks, they were able to expand. And as we seen the Chow family, they had 2 different stores. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they ended up in Black communities. And that's how it is today also, because they were working on this type of stuff and they were afforded those type of opportunities. But they worked hand in hand with the Black people.
1870s, they abandoned the plantations and started to open up stores. Because they weren't Black, they could serve both Black and white people. There is a scene in the film where we see Bo Chow walk across the street from his Black store to his white serving store. Finally, when Remmick is trying to appeal to a white family and says that he's being chased by Native Americans, in which the white family is very confused. Rightfully so, because Native Americans were pushed out of the Mississippi Delta between 1820 and 1830. Were constitutionally pushed out by the Indian Removal Act of 1830.
All right, she gave us a little too much detail. Let me go find something else. Liv trying to call my dog Trench out. Now all you need is a movie ticket. Get a movie ticket and go do your thing, man. Let's see what Variety got to say about this, and then we'll just get into the characters and we'll talk about some of our good moments. What was Smoke's woman's name? What was her name again? I need to find that song too, man. Someone need to put that song on YouTube so I can watch it. Who survives the night? Well, no one really survives. Smoke's woman, was it? Oh yeah, Miss Annie, because the little girls came over there. Hey, the little girl, she told the little girl, "Don't be trying to sell that shit on the street on your way home. You know, your mama get on my head." But you see what they did there? So you got Smoke and Stack, the twins. Smoke and Stack, the twins. Stack mess with the devil. Smoke got him a Nubian queen. The Nubian queen was actually looking out for him. The devil screwed him over. Now, I keep going back to all of this could have been prevented if we just got rid of Gracie, the Chow family. Look, none of this would have happened. And even with Cornbread going out into the woods to go use the bathroom, if you looked into the woods, you could see the little eyes back there. I'm like, damn, this is cool. This is cool. I'm trying to find. Because I seen the article. Someone, let me see something. Hold on. And they lied to Sammie about that guitar, man. That was really Smoking Snack's dad's guitar, man. They say, what's the name? Used to get his ass whooped. Every movie Easter egg. No, we don't want. We want. That was back in the day. All right, well, we ain't finding what we need to. All right. Anyway, all right, so we'll get into the characters. Who'd y'all like better, Smoke or Stack? Who was the better twin, Smoke or Stack? Yeah, I like Stack. From the moment he was on the screen, he had the red hat on. I like, yeah, Stack the cool brother. Smoke was too professional for me. We gotta make some money, man. They like, chill. These niggas is working their ass off. Now, if you going under on the first day, first of all, they were doing too much. They had the Irish beer, they had the wine. They robbed both sides to make them think about it. He talking about we want to do a fish fry to feed what? What do you say? 100 people? They had liquor. Oh, they were doing too much. They spending too much money, man. We just now getting this thing cracking. They talking about we spending all this money. They went out there and got that gold though. I knew Mary was up to no good. I had a feeling about Mary when we seen her at the train station and Sammie was telling them, hey man, she keep looking at you, man. He's like, man, just go over there and play. I knew something was up with her, man. What up, Nikki? The movie is good. I don't think even watching it, hearing it, I don't think anything we say can really spoil it for you because you're gonna have a different perspective of when you watch the movie. Like when you, I don't know, man. To me, even if you were to explain this to me, when I went to go see it, it was still unexpected things that I was seeing. Obviously, once I realized it's about vampires, all right, we're gonna have a little vampire, a little shootout, a little stabbing fest. But Annie plays a role, Mary plays a role, Chow and them play a role, Cornbread, Delta Slim, or Bayou Slim, whatever his name is. Slim was the funniest guy on here. And he was drinking the whole time. Man, they opened up that beer. He's like, he's like, wait. You said $40, right? $40 and all the booze I could drink. I'm with that. You know what I mean? Sometimes all you need is an ice cold beer, and that'll get you to go up and do something. Now, the movie, you know how I am. I don't take anyone's word for it. If someone tells me a movie is good, I'm like, I don't know what your movie taste is like. But when I went and watched this, I normally don't watch like this supernatural shit, but they did a good job with it. And for Michael B. Jordan to play both of the roles, and it didn't, you know, when you could see like the CGI and like the stitching between the two, they did a great job. This was flawless with the two brothers on there. It wasn't like anything was delayed or anything. It seemed like it was really them. I mean, obviously they probably had a stand-in person and then they just CGI'd the face on there, or they had them do the face too, where they could just put it over there. But still, they did a great job with that. Like when they were riding together in the car, when they rolled up the cigarette together, to a degree, it was a black version of From Dusk to Dawn. Yeah. What up, Candy? And they ain't got no clear pictures, man. All these raggedy. Hey, somebody need to get the damn movie up so I can get these screenshots up out of here. when you remember when he stuck his hand out the door to pay the dude? That shit was quick as hell. The lady next to me jumping and shit. I'm like, dog, that was obvious that something was gonna happen. When they were like, he was like, well, you ain't gonna pay me. And then he went in the pocket to get the bills out and he stuck his hand out there. I'm like, all right, we already know something is gonna happen unless he throws the money. The lady next to me got a 2-hand grab in. I'm like, hey man, you got me looking like I'm jumping in this motherfucker because everybody in the crowd. Oh, so I'm sitting there and I'm chilling. I got me a box of Mike and I'm chilling. I'm like, damn, man, don't pay that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. He reaches his hand out the door, goddamn Cornbread grab it. She jumping like, ah. I'm like, hey, man, you came with them, grab them. I'm over here chilling. I'm on the edge. I'm like, all right, what's going on here? What's about to, oh, man, something crazy about to happen. She jumping and shit. I'm like, hey, man, you had to cut that out there. But that was quick thinking right there. He rolled over and bow, blew his shit back. What's more fun, bootlegs in the crib with the fam or the theater? I'm more of a watch it at the crib type of guy. The pandemic got me spoiled. I'm more of a lay down on my couch, do what I want to do. Got my own drinks. I ain't got to worry about nothing. If I need to go to the bathroom, I can pause it. You know what I mean? If I want to talk and think, if I want to rewind it and see something, I like watching stuff at the house. That's me personally, but it's got to be a good copy. This ain't 2005 where, it's a blurry copy like this photo right here. If I can get me a good copy of it, I'm watching it at the house. The hell with the movie theater. The hell with spending all that money. No, I'm watching it at the crib. Man, when I'm at the crib, I might have a steak or something. You know what I mean? I might go downstairs, give me some ice cream. Might think, you know what, this ice cream ain't good right now. Let me go get me some chips or something. Let me go get me some candy or something. Matter of fact, what I got in the freezer? Oh shit, we got pot roast left. Okay, yeah. I like to watch it at the crib. If I can watch it at the crib, so be it. But I went to the movies for this one. It was worth it. It was definitely worth it. I got an 86-inch TV upstairs. The next TV about to be 100 plus. Yeah, I got a theater in the crib. Y'all must not know I got the theater in the crib. I don't need to go pay to go see no movie. Matter of fact, let me show y'all what my setup look like for right now. Do I got a photo of my crib? This what my crib look like. I got a movie theater in the crib. I don't need to go to the movies. I got a theater at the house. I got a loft upstairs. You can go upstairs. You can lay down on the beanbags upstairs. You can look down off the loft at the movie theater. I got the 2 theater seats up front. I got a couch. I got a theater at the crib. I don't need to go to the movies to see it. Hold on, give me a second. But yeah, so we got Annie and Mary. They holding down the 2 brothers. Smoke and Annie had a baby. So when we see Smoke pull up to the to Annie's spot, the little baby was out there and they left it. Will we consider this voodoo? Will we consider what Annie does as voodoo, or what are we calling that? I don't want to say voodoo, but what would we consider what Annie is doing? Would that be voodoo? But there was a little rock with the baby hand on it. They left out a bottle of milk, and he came over to see it. So I was like, okay, this has to be like a little brother or something. I didn't know it was a baby. And then, well, this is the 30s, though. The 30s, it don't matter. You could be sweating your ass off all day. When that meat get to throbbing back in the 30s, niggas don't give a damn back in the 30s. The dirty 30s is what they used to call it. The rolling 20s and then the dirty 30s. That's where dirty 30 came from, because it didn't matter washed up or not. Sweating all day, you gonna get it in. Hoodoo. Yeah, like the dirty 30s, different. Smoke went up in that thing. Smoke ain't give a damn. He turned Miss Annie around. I said, I hope they lock the door. Them little girls come back in here and see this. They're gonna be traumatized. He had the little thing on his chest. I was like, okay, she been holding him down. So that thing actually protected him. And I see why Trill is saying that Annie is probably the MVP, because she did look out for him the whole time. He survived. Stack was wilding out. So him and Annie, they had a baby. The baby didn't make it. So we seen that he was protected. Stack wasn't protected. What else? Slim was just Slim. He didn't really give a damn. Slim, Cornbread. Hey, when they pulled up on Cornbread, hey, them niggas are disrespectful. They pulled up on Cornbread, told that nigga, man, fuck your wife. Hey, his wife, he was like, man, you want to make this funny? That nigga wife said, what? And you can put your ding dong in her mouth? He said you can put your ding dong in her mouth. He ain't never got that. He ain't never got an opportunity to do that back in the day, man. His wife wasn't letting him put that thing nowhere near the face. She said below the neck, nigga. Below the neck, nigga. But the wife heard that money, though. Yeah, Cornbread gotta be about 6'4", 6'5". The wife heard that money. She told that nigga, how much money we talking about? You better go make that money, Cornbread, and then maybe we can do something with that ding dong. He said, maybe we can do something with that ding dong. He said, man, you got to respect my wife. He said, man, fuck your wife too, nigga. Fuck your wife too. So they just hired him to be security. But here goes with my this is why I like watching the movies at my crib. This is what my living room looking like. You know what I'm saying? I got a movie theater in the living room. We got the 2 movie seats right there. We got the couch. I'm upstairs in the loft. You know what I mean? We got the movie theater in the crib. We got The Weeknd. We got Elias. We got Future. I just got to find out what we're going to do with this big ass wall up here. But yeah, we got the movie theater in the crib. This is why I like watching shit at the house. I ain't got to go nowhere. So we got Cornbread doing the security. We had Delta Slim playing the harmonica, and he was the baddest on the keys. You give him a little bit of drink. Let me see. The movie was only 1 day. So from the time that they got in town, they picked up little cousin Sammie. Like if we were to summarize the movie, it'd be just like this. Sinners in 1 minute. Two brothers from Chicago. Well, two brothers from Mississippi. They end up leaving, go to the war. They go to Chicago. They come back. They just stole some booze, kind of like Ray's Boom Boom Room. Now, we're going to just tell them that these is not our booze, them Spanky's booze. You know, he a very important man up in Chicago. But they come down here, they pick up young Sammie. Young Sammie is the guitar player, preacher's son. They get him because they're going to go make some money. The brothers just purchased a sawmill from a Klans member. There was some blood on the thing. We ain't know nothing about it, but we figured it out. Then we see some random white guy named Remmick running through the woods. He gets up to this house, talking about, let me in there. He see the Klan shit on the bed. He says some natives after him. He ends up killing the family. The two brothers, they putting shit together. They go into the city. They meet up with Chow. Chow is one of their old homeboys. Chow's about to get them some fish fries, get that shit kicking. They got the Gracie, the wife, that's going to make the sign. Now all we got to do is go get some music. The other brother, Stack, got a young Sammie. They go meet up with Bayou Slim. Bayou Slim playing that motherfucking harmonica. They go meet up with him. Now, he's a hard fight because he doesn't believe that this sawmill is going to stay open past tonight. There's a might, but there's not a all right. You know what I'm saying? You might pay $20 tonight, but he's already got a spot. But they talking about, we'll give you $40 and all the booze you can get. This is some Irish booze. So he like, all right, bet. Now, while this is going on, Sammie playing the guitar, he's sizing up little Sammie. Little Sammie see the white lady named Mary. Mary used to fuck with Stack back in the day. So she come over, she like, I've been waiting on you. He's like, I told you to get the fuck up out of here. So these two got a love-hate relationship. After that, we got to dip out because now we got the music, we got the food, we need security. We go pick up Cornbread. Cornbread in the field, he a sharecropper. You know what I mean? He out there, he got to meet his quota. It's hot as hell out here now. My wife out here, you got respect. He said, man, fuck you, fuck your wife. You trying to make this money. You put your ding dong in your wife's mouth. He said, okay, bet, I'll do that. The wife want him to go. Now, while this is going on, Smoke, he's over with Miss Annie. We find out Miss Annie do voodoo. She been waiting on him too. They got a little baby that's buried out in the dirt. That voodoo couldn't protect the baby. He get him a little guts, and then they go on about their night. They all meet up at the sawmill. We got shit cracking. Everybody's coming into town. Now, young Sammie met him a nice little thing too, but she married. So obviously being married don't mean a damn thing. They go over here. They go to the sawmill. They get the juke joint cracking. You know what I'm saying? Miss Gracie is making a sign. Everybody's in here. We got a nigga over here cheating. We goddamn set dice and shit. He slashed a nigga up. They stomped this nigga out. While they stomped this nigga out, Sammie's up front going crazy. I live this life. Take it away. So everybody going crazy. Now we get some weird ass white people show up. They talking about, can we come into the function? Where the fuck the function? They say, oh hell no, this ain't that type of function. Get your white ass up out of here. They talking about, well, we got violins and shit. We be singing too. We all one people. Let's all be together. But we starting to realize that something ain't right. Because wait a minute, wasn't you the nigga that went over to the house and these are the two people that you done broke into and we done seen the body on the floor, Remmick? And Remmick's like, oh, well, we can't come in. They like, hell no, it ain't that type of party. And the twins, they stand there, they shut it down. They get up out of here. Now they look at the books. They start to realize that these young niggas trying to get this money, but they can't get this money because these are sharecroppers. They ain't really got no bread like that. Annie ain't even taking money. Annie's over here taking little ration cards that don't mean a damn thing anywhere else. But Stacks and Smoke, they looking at their books. And right now, when they looking at their books, they realizing that the numbers is funny. The numbers ain't coming back like they thought it was. This is the grand opening. But this is a bad night because it is a full moon. We didn't even mention that. But anyway, full moon and the vampires come out. But the vampires ain't came out yet. Not that we seen. So then Mary is talking about, well, look, Stack, I can help you out because, you know, I'm a down-ass bitch. I ain't white. I'm black. He's like, nah, you're a white girl. Even Sammie said you're a white girl. You don't belong here. Now, that white girl shouldn't have brought herself on over here now. Go on, get now, Mary. But Mary decided she wanted to stay here and get in the function. So everything going crazy. Sammie doing his encore. Cornbread talking about, all right, Miss Mary, what you about to do? She said, I'm about to go holler at them white folk and see if they got money to spend. So she go and holler at the white folk to see if they got money to spend. She get out there, some weird shit going on. His hands on the shoulder, talking about, don't be scared. She talking about, okay, well, y'all got money? They said, yeah, we got money. She said, what this is? They said, this some gold. This some weird gold. This is from Transylvanian time. This from like the 1400s to 1200s. I don't even know when vampires were invented, but it's from way back when. They got these little gold coins. So she like, I don't know about that. She got that Thule on her. So she like, y'all back the fuck up, man. Y'all on some weird shit. They said, oh, we don't want no problems, Miss Mary. We just want to go hang out. We just want to go play some music with the black folk, with the Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Can we go do that? Miss Mary said, nah, but she got them gold coins. So while Miss Mary walking off to go back into the crib, we see that motherfucking Remmick look at her, eyes turn red. That nigga jump up. He said, what the hell did happen? Now she talking about Cornbread. What you gonna do? You gonna let me up in this building? Cornbread said, you been in here all night. What you talking about? She said, you not gonna let me in? He said, well, yeah, you go ahead and go on in. Now, Cornbread, he done gave in to the devil. He done gave in to the white woman. The white woman come up there, Cornbread curls and toes. He just toes and curled up. He thought, well, yeah, you come on in. So she go in. He talking about, hey, Delta Slim, I gotta go take a piss. Can you watch the front door? Now, we all know Slim, he a motherfucking drunk. He been drinking all day, but I'm like, that's my type of party right there. You know, we drink from the sun up to the sun down, and when the sun go down, we double up. So he goes to the bathroom out in the woods. Now, he take a mile hike. When it's dark outside, I'm going on the side of the building. You heard what Slim said. Why can't you just piss right here? All you have to do is go on the side of the building. But anyway, he go off into the woods. Now, right now, we got everything going down. He out in the woods. He actually had to take a shit. He say, in the inside, Mary and his stack, they go in the back room. She talking about, you can't steal this pussy. I said, steal the pussy? Nah, you don't want to do that. You do that, you going to jail. But she was throwing that thing on him. I was thinking something else. I think it's stealing. Like, nah, don't hide that pussy. Divine that pussy. They go into the room. They go into the room. They lock the door. This is the same room that young Sammie was going crazy in. Remember, old girl came over fine things. She talking about, let me clean up Sammie. That nigga Sammie said, I don't give a fuck. I want to take you in your natural state. So he was going crazy in there. Now Stack said, let me one up him. Let me get me some cutty. So he go in there and they doing what they do. Now Smoke is over here. He's holding it down. Now, you know, whenever there's gambling and drinking going on, shit gonna get crazy. So a nigga had some fixed dice. He back there 7-11. That's all a nigga know. No craps, nigga. Oh, 7. Yeah, nigga, pay up. Nigga, I need my 37 cents. 11, nigga, give me that 50 cent, nigga. Boom. He done hit these niggas for at least $1.25. So you know niggas is hurt. So now they found out that he was stealing. He was over here cheating the game. So he stabbed the nigga. Smoke came in there and whooped this nigga ass, and they was stomping him out. Whole time, Stack in there, he's stomping out some guts. So Smoke say, Sammie, go get that nigga Stack because shit's going crazy. Whole time, old girl out there, she niggas going crazy. Oh shit. We even skipped over where they went through the whole generations of all the music from coming from Africa all the way up into the 2000. You know what I'm saying? 99, 2000 taking over. But that's neither here or there. We'll get to that on the tail end. But they go and see Stacks in there. He getting some guts. Now, Miss Mary, a nasty motherfucker. She was in there drooling like a bitch. I'm like, ugh. But then she talking about, you want some of this spit? I said, oh, they definitely nasty. It's the dirty 30s for sure. This nigga Stack talking about, I'm like, ugh. So she drool all off in this nigga mouth. And then from there, she get the biting on this nigga neck. He thinking it's cute at first until he realize, damn, these motherfucking teeth sharp as a bitch. So when he goes and tells Smoke, well, I seen him getting some ass. He said, getting some ass. When I tell you to do something, you do something, boy. So he went down there and they looked in there and like, wait a minute. Mary in there eating. And I ain't talking about eating them ding dongs. She eating flesh. So this nigga Smoke said, oh shit, bitch. I'm talking about empty out the clip. Both of them. Pop, 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 pop. She hop up. She run about this motherfucker. We like, man, what the fuck? And then we go in there, we all crying. I'm thinking this is the end of the movie. I'm looking at my phone like, damn, 2 hours and went like this. Damn, R.I.P. Stack, man. That's a good movie, man. He went out like a sucker, though. They crying. Stack. So then they go up front. They like, everybody got to go. Party's over. Party's over. Everybody like, damn, the party over, nigga. We just getting cracking in the juke. I just seen like 2, 3 women I was about to go holler at. You know, when I'm working in the field, I ain't got time to holler at them because I got to goddamn fill up my 20-pound bag. And if I ain't got that money, then I ain't gonna be able to pay that rent. And I ain't having the clan come over here. So everybody got to go outside. Party over. All of this could have been prevented if young Sammie would have just went in there and said, hey, Stack, your brother needs you. But he didn't do it. So we got to point the finger at somebody. Right now, we pointed at Sammie. So we go back and we're like, wait a minute, where the hell Cornbread at? Because Mary done got up. She done been shot 37 times. Mary get up. This bitch. Mary run up out here. We like, where the hell Cornbread at? Whole time Cornbread was outside taking the piss. So he show up to the door. They talking about, Cornbread, what you doing out there? He said, man, what you mean what I'm doing out there? Nigga, I had to go shit. I had to do number 2. So they said, number 2? You ain't got to do no number 2? Y'all gonna pay me? And he talking about, nah, don't let that nigga in. Hell no. You can't come up in here. Hell no. He like, come on, man. You gonna listen to that bitch Annie. Annie don't know what she talking about. Shut up, Mary. You shut up too. I let you in. Where Mary at? Mary gone, because remember Mary got shot 37 times. She didn't ran up out this motherfucker. So they looking at goddamn Cornbread. Cornbread talking about, y'all gonna let me in? They're like, hell no. Well, you at least gonna pay me? Because I'm trying to go back to the crib. My wife said I could do that thing that you were talking about. Wait, Stack dead? Stack told me if I come and work for y'all, I could put my ding dong somewhere. He said, well, no, get up out of here. So Cornbread want to get paid. So what does Smoke do? He's like, he about to pay him. He stick his hand out the door. He grabbed the hand. We pop his ass. We get back inside. And we all like, what the fuck? Now, hey, yo, let me out. Smoke, let me out, man. It's Stack, man. It's your brother. Come on, man. And he talking about, nah, don't let that nigga out, man. Don't let that nigga out. They like, man, what the hell? So now Smoke, he the tough guy. But now this is his brother. Like, wait a minute. I just seen my brother die in my arms. So he's in there. He hitting his head on the door. He want to get out. He want to get out bad. Some reason Sammie's standing there. He talking about, man, what's going on, Stack? Boom! Knock the whole door down. What we got to do now? We got to whoop this nigga ass. They threw water on the nigga. Get him up out of there. So now we all stuck in here. We're like, well, what the fuck is going on? The party is over. We got the Chow family. She talking about, we got to go. We got to go, Chow. We got to go. He said, nah, man, we got to help out. She said, no, we got to go. She was trying to turn her whole back on the whole damn crew. So he talking about, all right, I'm going to go out and get the car. So now he done went outside. So we like, all right, cool. Well, we all in here. As long as we don't let nobody inside, we good. So he go outside. He get the car. We realizing that, nigga, it's vampires in this motherfucker. For real, for real. And remember the guy that got his face slashed? We had to toss his ass up outside. So they toss him up outside. And while they outside, we hear some singing. And then we look over. That nigga Stack is out there dancing with them. The nigga Stack is in the field like, yeah. So Stack is like, yeah. They all partying this shit. Mary standing right next to him. Everybody going crazy. I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm about to go over there and dance myself. Hey, Mo, get back inside. I'm like, oh, shit. I forgot that they were vampires. I thought they were having some good ass fun over there. But anyway, they come back into the crib. They all sitting around like, what the fuck is going on, man? What the fuck is going on? Now, they thought the person that got hit with the blade actually was bit. But he wasn't bit. He was just cut up. And then nigga done passed out because he was drinking off that drink. So we find out that Mr. Chow, he outside. He didn't got bit right on the left side. So now Gracie, she talking about, oh, my baby. They talking about they gonna kill my baby. I'm looking at her like they said they gonna kill your baby. I ain't got no baby. My baby already in the dirt. That's what Smoke is saying because him and Annie baby didn't make it. So Mary, she outside dancing with Stack. Now we got Mr. Chow outside. Gracie talking about, no, I gotta go out there. I would have pushed her ass up out of there. But anyway, old boy ends up waking up. He talking about, hey man, let me in. They out here dancing and singing and shit. Now Cornbread comes over and see him. He gets to attacking. So now this nigga gets converted over because they tossed him out and they didn't even know that he wasn't bit. No one did any investigating. They just didn't want that nigga to turn. Now, while all this is going on, Annie takes Smoke to the side. She's like, look, if anything ever happens to me, make sure you put that wooden stake through my heart. We got to all eat some garlic, too, just to make sure there ain't none of you niggas vampires. You know, vampires don't like holy water. They don't like crucifixes. They don't like garlic. They don't like silver bullets. They don't like lead bullets. They don't like wooden stake. So we got to stab them through the heart. Anywhere else, they're going to still survive. So now they breaking down chairs and shit, but they got to pass around the garlic. And everybody's looking around, talking about, which one of you niggas is a vampire? You know what I mean? Everybody looking around. You can't trust nobody right now. You looking around like, nigga, let me get my wooden stake just in case one of you niggas touch this garlic and get the act of the goddamn food. So everybody passing it around. I don't even remember the singing lady's name. Sammie girl. Sammie's talking about, come on, Smoke, man. Put the gun down. Man, she ain't no vampire. Fuck that. Tell that motherfucker to eat that garlic. She eating the garlic. All right, she ain't no vampire. It get over to I'm gonna call him Soldier Slim. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Soldier Slim. We're gonna call him Mr. Slim. So it gets to Slim. I'm like, oh shit, Slim is the vampire. He eat the garlic. I'm like, oh shit, they gotta kill Slim. Slim is the vampire. But he's like, no. Whoa. I just been drinking too much. That damn Italian beer and that motherfucking garlic, it get the stomach to rumble. And it's like that acid. That's all it was. I ain't drinking. So we ain't got no vampires on the inside. Whole time Gracie's sitting there, we gotta do something. He's like, what do you mean we gotta do something? There's fucking vampires outside. You see them niggas jumping? Do you see them niggas dancing out there? Some wild ass shit. All we gotta do is just shut the fuck up and sit here till the sun comes up. As long as no one says, hey, y'all can, then we good. You know, I'm not gonna say it just because I don't want them to come to my crib. So I'm not gonna say they can But that's all we had to do, just shut the fuck up and we just sit here. It's already about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Take a nap, kick your feet up, clean up a little bit. We survive another night. But Gracie's talking about, all right, let's get everything together. So now she's making a mob call. And we like, well, what you about to do with that? Now, remember, these vampires, they got unlimited speed. These niggas is crazy. Reflex of a mongoose. So when Gracie starts yelling, no, we got to do this. We got to do this. Everyone got their wooden stakes. They all chilling. And then Gracie says, fuck it. So now everyone's sitting there like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? I would have slapped the hell out of Gracie before she said, come on. I would have gotten Gracie up out of it. I'm sorry, I got to do this. This is for the survival of the crew. So now the vampires, they hear this. That nigga Remmick turn around like, we in this bitch. So they go and they open up the door. She got a Molotov. What does she do? She throw the Molotov. She throw the Molotov. That nigga hit that bitch out the way. The whole building start catching on fire. These niggas run up in here, and I'm talking about they whooping ass. These vampires are fast as shit. Now, they almost a little bit faster than me, but I won't really put them like on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm probably like a 9.8. The vampires probably like a 9.2, 9.3, but still pretty quick if they catch you off guard. They run up in the crib. They starting to attack everybody. People dropping like flies. Niggas ain't surviving. Some people are getting killed. Some people ain't. Some people are getting hit with the wooden staff. It's a bloodbath in here, but this is all because of Grace Chow. Now, we would have just got rid of Grace Chow, tossed her ass up out of here. We'd have been A-okay, but that's neither here or there because at this point, we got to fight for our life. So everybody, they scrapping and boom, 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 boom. Shit getting crazy. So what does Georgia Slim try to do? I mean, Mississippi Slim do? He's talking about sacrificing himself. He's talking about, y'all get on out of here now. Y'all gonna get. He go over there, he cut the blood. Yeah, you hear me? You hear me, vampire? Come over here. Come over here. I'm Slim, nigga. Fight me, nigga. So all the vampires, they come over there. They pick this nigga Slim up in the air, and they all, I'm talking about, they on his ass. I ain't never seen no vampire bite a nigga in the ass, but they had goddamn Mississippi Slim up there, and I seen one of them vampires. I'm like, damn, they eating ass. So they got Soldier Slim over here. He over here getting ate up. Everybody else running upstairs. They talking about, Sammie, you gotta go. Because they after Sammie. Sammie got that good guitar. You playing that guitar. The white folk want that music. They want to own that music or they want to own you. Whatever one comes first. But right now they trying to get that music. This nigga Sammie, he runs out the top of the barn. But he don't tuck and roll or nothing. This nigga just run out the barn and fall. And then he get up limping. Then we get a showdown. Stack and Smoke. They finally get to fight each other. Final battle. Boom, boom, boom. They going at it. I'm like, oh shit, this is all crazy. All Stack had to do was listen to Smoke, but Smoke is trying to run a business. Stack was trying to have a good time. So they up there fighting. He was getting ready to shoot him. But he knocked the gun out of his hand. So now they really going at it. He got the wooden staff. I'm like, oh shit, who's gonna win this? While that's going on, young Sammie, he walking, he limping. And out of nowhere, Remmick pops up. They in the water. I'm talking about baptizing that nigga Sammie. Put that nigga head up in the dirt. Sammie, I can't breathe. That nigga talking about, yeah, nigga, that music, nigga. Yeah, I want that music from you, Sammie. Sammie's in there, oh, I don't want to give you the bone. Hit him in the head with the guitar. Now, this guitar is supposed to be from Charlie Patton, but it really ain't from Charlie Patton. That motherfucker is from their daddy who used to beat them when they were young, but that's a whole nother story because right now we in the water getting baptized by Remmick. Kind of ironic that a vampire is baptizing the preacher's son. But anyway, he got him up under the water and then he get hit in the head. He like, oh, shit. This is not what I meant when I said I want the music, nigga. Oh, my head. Oh. What the fuck? And behind Remmick, smoked and made out there. Wooden stake straight through the goddamn back. Oh, wooden stake, my weakness. Oh, and then the sun started coming up, and vampires hate the sun. They, oh shit, it's hot like fire. Everybody catching on fire. Young Sammie sitting there in the water. Smoke talking about, man, you gone home, man. You gonna get on out of here. So he rolled up him a cigarette. Now remember, they bought this sandmill from the clan, so it's the next morning. One whole day had passed. And remember, the opening scene was Sammie going back to the church. So he go back to the church. He going in there with the half-broken guitar because we were trying to figure out what the hell happened to the guitar. He hit damn Remmick in the head. So now he rolling up a cigarette. Smoke is sitting there, and what is he waiting on? The clan to come back. So he go off in the woods. He got some shit set up so he can get the motherfucking big chop. Do, 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 do. He laying down the Klan left and right. Do, 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 do. Then he pick up the Tommy gun. Lay all them niggas down. But then the guy that he ended up buying this the sawmill from, he get a shot off on that nigga. Bow! I'm thinking it was him that shot. I don't know, but he gets shot in the rear. So he's sitting down and he pick up the Tommy gun and lay that motherfucking Klansman out. But now he tripping out and he starts seeing Annie. Now remember, Annie got hit with that stake in the middle of her chest in the heart because he had to do it because she told him you got to do it or I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna turn over. If I become a zombie, it's gonna be motherfucking trouble. So he sees her, and this is the afterworld. So the little baby that we seen on the rock with the hand, he holding the baby. She said, you put that gun down, you can pick up the baby. So he holding the baby, and he just tripping out. He hallucinating right now. Oh, man, my baby. I never got to see my baby. My baby. So Annie's sitting there and she just smiling. He over here crying because he ain't seen his baby, and that's the end of the movie. And then the end of the credits come on. And then we see an old man playing the guitar. No. We say, who the hell is this? And then we see two vampires pop up. We're like, wait a minute, I thought they died. Guess what? They didn't die. They came back and they were saying, hey, Sammie, we can give you eternal life. Sammie said, no, nigga. I done seen it all, nigga. I done seen it all. Just let me die, nigga. I don't want to be a vampire. That's not on my bingo card for 2025, being a vampire. And that's the end of the movie. All right, there you go. So if you wanted to know what happened in the movie, there's a 10 to 15 minute breakdown of what happened in the movie. There y'all go. If y'all want to know what happened in the movie, there goes exactly what happened in the movie. That was a quick breakdown right there. From what I remember. Now, there were a lot of key points that I did skip over, but I was just touching up on some shit. We were jumping around, but that's the movie right there. He said that was the best day of his life till the sun went down. Hey, that was some wild ass shit though. But like I said, all that happened in one day. All that happened in one day. Think about it. What did you do yesterday? Because that was, let's just say it was a Saturday night. What did you do yesterday? From the time you woke up to the time you got on this, to the time you got on my live to talk about this, what did you do yesterday? Like, I watched Close yesterday. I went to go see this movie. I watched YouTube a little bit. I watched the documentary. I did a lot of shit. And then you do all of that, and then the evening gets to cracking. And then once you get there, I didn't expect for vampires to pop up tonight. I thought we were just going to get some money. See, Smoke and Stack lied to young Sammie. They lied to young Sammie. They did not tell Sammie that when you leave tonight, nigga, it's about to be hell on earth. But guess who knew? Guess who knew that this night was going to turn out like this? Who knew that this night was going to turn out like this? It was the pastor. The pastor knew that it was going to be hell on earth if you go out sinning with them sinners, man. And let's not even act like Smoke and Stack were good guys. Smoke and Stack, they pure criminals. These niggas used to work for Al Capone. They robbed the Italians. Like, Smoke and Stack weren't good people. These niggas was niggas on the run, and they brought all that bullshit down to Mississippi. None of this would have happened if Smoke and Stack would have never brought their funky asses from Chicago. But they got ran up out of Chicago because they were doing nefarious shit up there. Smoke and Stack were working with Al Capone and stealing and robbing from people and brought all that bullshit down here to Mississippi. That's why Mississippi fucked up. You city slickers then came down here and tore up the city. These two right here that you see on your screen. The devil follows Sammie home because of these two. So I don't know what movie y'all watching, but when I watch this, I blame this whole thing on Smoke and Stack. Smokestack Brothers. Yeah, those two. They came and fucked up everyone's life in one day. One day destroyed everything. The Chow family, it went from just the father being bitten to the mother unalive to the little girl living by herself now. You know the white man about to snatch up those buildings. So Smoke and Stack really, what Smoke and Stack did for Clarksdale, Mississippi, I think it was Clarksdale, they did worse than what the white man did. If they would have never shown up for this juke joint bullshit, everyone in the city is basically dead. Anyone that's spending that money, they gone. We lost at least 100 people. So when we look at Clarksdale, we got to look like, damn, Smoke and Stack really fucked up the whole city, man. They killed more people in one night than the Klan did in the year. Yeah, you said it's 73 to 36. Yeah, I stayed for the I watched when he was playing the guitar and they came in, but after that one, I didn't watch anything else. I really didn't care to see it, to be honest. But yeah, I seen when they pulled up. We just talked about that. Him and Mary, they pulled up and they were basically asking him, "Hey man, you want to live forever? You want to be eternal?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good, man. I just seen it all, man. I just seen it all." Damn, they up 78 to 36, and Shea only got 11 points. Shit, almost all these starters are in double digits. That shit crazy. All right, let me see. Let me see if we can actually find one. See, that's the thing. Don't no one have.
Five-star savings on customer favorites.
They said, Slim, you were drunk. He said, not right now. Not right now.
And soon at
Hey, you remember when Sammie went to go get Stack, but he opened up the door and he seen him and Mary in there, and Slim was at the door. He was like, "Oh, he getting busy? Oh, okay." I liked him, man.
Ray Moore and Flanagan.
If I ever played a role in a movie, that's what I want to be. I want to be an old drunk. You know what I mean? An old drunk seems like the coolest role to play.
What Medicaid does for people and
Hey man, we're not trying to talk about no Medicaid right now.
myself, it's just not something that I can afford to lose.
You twins? Nah, we cousins.
All right, shout out to Screen Crush. Hopefully they don't hit us on here. We're gonna watch this little video here, this little tidbit. See what the hell they talking about. They do a pretty good job with their videos. I won't even say a pretty good job. They do a good job.
Hey, latest film starring Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan, alongside a stacked and just stellar cast of top-tier talent in their night-long fight against
like this right here. I thought this was dope.
Stellar cast of top-tier talent in their night-long fight.
Wait. Who is this random Negro over here? Who was this?
Against.
Because we got two people over here. We don't know who they are. We got Grace. We got Slim, Sammie, Smoke, Annie, the singer. Who is this Negro? And these two people over here. These two over here, I know for sure. This dude right here, he got killed fast. And this little dude right here too. Who are these random people that stayed around? Well, they made the right decision, though. And really, all they had to do is try to put the door back on the hinges. When they said they can come in, just go into that little pantry and lock that door. That's another door they got to ask permission to go through. Because remember, when Stack was in there, he had to ask for permission to get out. You see what I'm saying? So all we had to do is put the door back on the hinges and just lock that one. So even if they came in here, we just gave up Gracie.
Vampires. So this movie has a lot of twists and turns and some ambiguous reveals that we need to discuss. Plus, we need to explain the ending and the post-credit scene that I hope none of you missed. Because in my theater, people started getting up and leaving as the credits were rolling, and I was like, what are you doing? But so, guys, I kid you not, this might be the best vampire movie that I have seen since Lost Boys, and I'm embarrassed.
Hey, Lost Boys was a good-ass movie, though.
To admit that I had no idea going into this movie that it was even about vampires. But I have to say, it makes perfect sense once you see the movie as to why vampires were the most obvious choice to be the lurking evil in this movie. Because they perfectly represent the key theme of the movie, which is that of culture and the changes in culture over the centuries and how culture connects to the concept of immortality and what it means to be human. You can love and respect and embrace your culture, but you can also transcend it and lay your...
See, this is what I was telling people, man. There was a DJ out there, and people were like, man, Mo, there ain't no damn DJ. I'm like, dog, I'm telling you, there's a fucking DJ. And people are like, Mo, you don't know what you're talking about. All right. Well, I was right.
Own roots that inspire and grow throughout the...
See, I like all of this too, man. Cinematic, you know what I mean? They got the crew together. We got the OG. We got security. We got the young buck. We got the business savvy brothers. I fuck with the movie.
Years and that draw inspiration from previous iterations of said culture. Or you can take the path of the vampire and stay exactly the same for an eternity, never growing, never moving on, and never having a hand at the wheel of your own life. And this symbolizes the bad parts of culture, and our refusal to grow beyond your culture and adapt with the times can lead to some pretty dark places. But we have to keep in mind, and another key theme of this movie is how the abandonment or disrespect of one's cultural roots and traditions can also lead us down a very dark path. So what I really enjoyed overall about this movie was how the first half is basically an entire separate genre from the second half, but the two halves of the film work together so well and demonstrate just perfectly the film's message of how things...
See, you bring the devil into your house, it's gonna be hard to get the devil out. It's going to be hard to get the devil out.
Change over time and how we must be open to transitioning into the new while still remembering and learning from the past, both the good and the bad. And seriously, it is insane how before switching over into the horror genre vampire movie in the second half, we spend the first half of the film watching what feels like a period piece movie about two young entrepreneurial black men in the deep south sticking it to the man at a time and place where that just wasn't done. Again, playing into the theme of transcending time and culture throughout the century.
Hey man, I already did a whole breakdown. We need to find out about the ending. That's what we need to jump to, man.
Blame his father for the bad things that he has done. Now, this movie is called Sinners, and it does a great job at giving us glimpses of what some may consider traditional views of sin. There's a lot of sexual content that some would consider perverse. There's the fact that we see a married woman cheating on her husband, and there's the countless sins committed by Smoke and Stack as a lineage of sin passed down by their father, who no doubt also had a grueling life as a black man in 19th century America.
Daddy was an evil man.
Imagine drifting off to 5-star sleep every night. Make that dream a reality with a top-rated mattress from Raymore and Flanigan.
All right.
Medicaid is important because
hey man, when you two start doing these kind of goddamn commercials,
it helps to save lives, protect our care.
And he passed that evil down to us.
But another crucial piece to Smoke's broken heart that pushed him further and further from Grace was the loss of his infant child, who we get to see him reconnect with after he is cleansed of his sins via a metaphorical baptism in this body of water. We see the lead vampire repeatedly dunking Sammie in the water, reminiscent of Creek.
See, I told y'all he was baptizing them. I even knew that. I even knew he was baptizing them.
Baptisms, which are very common in the South. This visual imagery of the vampire repeatedly dunking.
But I ain't trying to get baptized in no river or no lake. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Let me get that clean water at the church, preferably filtered from a Bretta pitcher or maybe some Culligan water or something. Yeah, I don't want no disrespect to anybody that wade in the water out there in the river. You know what I mean? I need that clean water. I need to be able to see through it.
Sammie into the water symbolized Sammie's sin being washed away, and the same is true for when Smoke steps into the water to save his cousin and kill the vampire. And his killing of the vampire and the baptism by fire that the vampire receives when the sun rises symbolizes Smoke severing from the weight of his father's hate and becoming his own man. And guys, if it isn't obvious, I loved this movie, and I think movies like this could save the film industry. It's no secret that the film industry, specifically the theater industry, has been fighting for its life since the pandemic. We actually have a great video up on the channel right now detailing how horror movies were saved by the pandemic. But in the same vein, I've been of the opinion that it was horror movies that actually saved the theater industry following the pandemic, kicking theaters while they were down. There's just something that has become repetitive and stale that has plagued the film industry for a really long time now, affecting both movie theaters and streaming services as well. There is so much stuff, and a lot of it just isn't good. But when movies like this, that are clearly crafted by filmmakers, not executives in their suits and the top of tall buildings, and that you're still thinking about a week or two later, and that people want to see together in a theater, and something that not only looks stunning, but the story and the performances. And it's these types of movies, and Coogler, Crowlery Farja, and oh so many, it gets me excited. Our culture, Tom Cruise is doing a crucial piece to this puzzle is movies like Sinners. And I am so glad that movies, I don't just mean horror movies, below. And if you're new here, please do feel free to subscribe and smash that bell.
Hey, Screen Crush, y'all ain't explain anything, man. I'm trying to get somebody with the, all right, here we go.
Imagine drifting off to 5-star sleep every night.
Even though we know what happened.
With a top-rated mattress from Raymore and Flanigan.
What Medicaid does for people and myself.
I'm definitely not buying YouTube Premium. YouTube pays me. I'm not paying YouTube. That's not how that works. I work in conjunction with YouTube, Google. Y'all pay me. I don't pay y'all. You know what I mean? I'm not paying for no premium. If I create content on here, I should automatically have premium. You know what I mean? If I'm producing videos, I should automatically have, but I'm not giving them money. No. All that money they making, and I'm not even getting the full. They giving us what, 40%? Something like that. They keeping 60. You give me 70%, y'all keep 30, then yeah, I might buy a premium, but I'm not paying for premium. Hell no. That don't make sense. If I get paid from you, I'm not giving you money back. No.
It's just not something that I can afford to lose.
Okay, also, let's talk about Sinners, and I really want to dive deep into this film, but before we do that, let's just go over what exactly happens in this film and his...
Deep Eddy Vodka, handcrafted with real fruit.
They got ass all
his
out.
Father, who is very religious, and Sammie's father is against the music. He feels... Annie, of course, is Smoke's ex and somebody who that are out there that they're being plagued with because of the white man, because of how they brought them down. And Annie's character is so crucial to really bring that understanding to Smoke at these moments, especially at the end when she tells him, I don't want to become a vampire. I don't want to assimilate all of that. You make sure that you don't let me just die and become.
All right, man. Ain't nobody got more information than me right now. So the hell with it. We going off of what I say. All right. At the end of the film, the credits come on. We see Sammie playing that guitar. Wonk, 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 wonk. When he look up, they talking about, hey, some people asked could they come in. He said, yeah, let them in. So that was their introduction to come on in. You know, they can't come through the threshold unless somebody invite them on in. So he's like, yeah, bring them on in. Hell, he ain't even thinking about 1937 when this damn incident happened. He just like, fuck it. At this age, it is what it is. But they come in, we like, okay, who are these hip hop heads? Who are these people? Who are y'all? And like, hey, man, what's going on, man? We see that you got smell like cancer up in here. So he like, yeah, man, you know, it's crazy times out here. So it turned out they didn't actually die, man. Remember, they didn't ran off. And before the fire and shit happened, when they caught on fire, when the sun came up, Mary got the hell up out of there. She was actually smart. She was looking at the clock like, oh, shit, sunrise. Yeah, I got to get the hell up out of there. So they ended up making out of here. And it turns out Smoke let Stack live because he told him, look, as long as you leave Sammie alone, look, you can survive. All right. So he let his brother go. And his brother just, him and Mary, they ran off and had vampire babies or some shit like that. But they ain't come back and they smelled the cancer on Sammie. So Sammie's sitting there and they like, hey, Sammie, what's going on, man? You know, we just get a bite in, you know, just one bite. That's all we need. We don't need too much. You little cousin, we don't need too much. We ain't about to be biting ass or nothing like how they did goddamn Slim back in the day. We just gonna get one little bite here, or we can put it somewhere where no one's gonna notice it, like on your rib cage, maybe like on your top shoulder where you put the nicotine patch. So if you want us to do that, you can live the rest of your life. Now you're gonna be an old man, but you're gonna live the rest of your life as an old man. So Sammie's sitting there, he's like, I don't really know about that, man. You know, I done did it all. You know, I done seen it all. I even got the sweet taste of some Mississippi black only pie. So Sammie declines the invite to become an immortal. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But no matter what, Smoke always looked out for Stack. He always protected his brother. He always protected his brother. He always protected his brother. So that's what that was. That was just him. I did this for my dog, man. I did this for my brother. Matter of fact, I would have told my brother, look, next full moon, after he got shot, I would have told, well, I don't know if it just had to be a full moon. I think that's werewolves. But anyway, I'd have told my brother, like, hey, look, just watch over me. You know what I mean? There's a basement in the sawmill. Go down there and stay there overnight. And then tomorrow when you come back, you can talk to me. But after he gets shot, I would have told my brother to come bite me. You know what I mean? Hey, wake me up, nigga. Risk this sun. Get an umbrella. Come out there and bite me, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather be a vampire. I'd rather be a vampire than to suffer. But yeah, I think that was a good movie. I give it a 10. There was some parts at first, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a little, the whole Mary thing, when I like how they tied it in, because in the beginning I was like, yeah, this is pointless. We don't really need this. We really don't need the Mary story. But I like how they flipped it, where she was actually trying to hold it down for him, but then she gets caught up. See, me, I don't like fairy tale endings. I don't like everyone walking off into the sunset. I want to see bodies dropping. I want this to be realistic. In real life, everybody ain't making it. So I like that. I like that. But I was definitely looking at Mary and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this Mary character. She around, he told her to get up out of here. But then when it came to talking to Remmick and the two Klansmen, and she went out there, I thought, okay, this is good. Because it was just, I don't know. Did y'all notice it though, man? When you seen the hand on her shoulder, it was just some random shit, just a random hand on her shoulder. The girl had put, she like, oh, okay. They would everything Remmick said, they would just repeat that. And then you just see the hand on Mary's shoulder. What are you doing? The fuck is going on here? Mary pulled that gun out. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Remmick had them red eyes, his teeth. I like, that was cool, man. I think that was my favorite moment right there. The whole Remmick thing, you know, I like the villain. I always go for the villain. But seeing how he was moving and the shit that he was saying, I like that. He did a hell of a job too, man. Is there an award for a villain? Like, I don't know. Is there an award for the best villain on television or in movies? He did a good job, man. He did a good job. J Films did an analysis of him. Juju Green. There's a lot of people that look at it. 600-year-old vampire. So how the hell they come up with a full damn story? Where they get this information from?
Medicaid is important because it helps to save lives, protect our care.
Guys, that's how you do a freaking vampire film.
Shout out to J Films, not Modai J, but J Films.
I think Ryan Coogler produces some of the best. It's like, okay, we all know that she's. I'd say the main thing here, I think, with performance is he feels unique in vampires, because sometimes if you just got these vampires, you know, it makes them not feel unique at all. And I think that sometimes other monsters, I'll take zombies right now in today's example, that's why sometimes zombie movies don't work, is because zombies, they have no personality. They have nothing to distinguish themselves among other zombie films, aside from like, look how fast they are, or like, look at they do this gimmick, you know, they throw apples at people. Like, that's their thing. That's their gimmick. And it's a great scene from there.
All I'm saying is, let me get some of the visuals so I can put together me a recap of this movie. But let me know what y'all think about this movie, man. I liked it. I gave it a 10. It is the first film I've seen in years, and actually, well, since last year. I don't even know what the hell came out last year. Me and my brother went to see. But yeah, I like it. I like it. Sinners, definitely a movie I could watch again. I recommend it to anybody that hasn't seen it. And if you have seen it, go see it again, man. They got the #1 movie. They beat out Minecraft, 45 million. Now, this is like the first #1 independent. Well, I won't say independent, but this is the first horror movie that did what it did. Its own independent horror film. So they doing their thing, man. Of course, you know, we're gonna go out and support our people. Unfortunately, Smoking Stacks really destroyed Mississippi. They single-handedly set Mississippi back at least 100 years. That's why Mississippi education system so poor, because Smoking Stack, they done left all these kids as orphans now. Let's see what Rotten Tomatoes. They said Rotten Tomatoes gave it a perfect score. Let's go see what the hell they got over there. Oh, after this, we're gonna watch Life tonight. So if you want to watch Life, what is it? 8:50, probably like 9:15, 9:30. We're gonna be on the website. It'll probably be 9:15 because we're about to get off here after we do this Rotten Tomato. We're gonna be watching Life over on my website, commercialmode.com/live movies. I'll put the link in the Discord and I'll also put it on the community tab. But we're gonna watch Life right when I get off of this, just because we taking it back to the 30s, and that was Spanky's booze. So we got Life right after this. Sinners, 2 hours, 98% on here. Let me see. Critics consensus: a rip-roaring fusion of masterful visual storytelling, toe-tapping music. Writer Ryan Coogler, first original blockbuster, reveals the full scope of his singular imagination. The audience says Ryan has not only delivered a deliciously vicious vampire hit, but an unapologetically black genre knockout ablaze with a killer cast and a cranked up score. What's Sarah got to say over at Movie Freak? There's a scene smack dab in the middle of Sinners where I felt my soul elevate to a new plane of existence. All right, Sarah, whatever that means. Let's see what Sandra over at the Sydney Morning Herald said. The obstrusities which result are intermittently entertaining, but the film's first half has put us on the road to something much more involving, and I spent the rest of it wondering what might have been. She gave it a 3 out of 5. Get out of here, Sandra. Noel says it's not just that Coogler dares to do something different with Sinners, is that he lets it all wrestle, sweat, and bleed together. All right. Let's see what Brooke got over at Black Girl Watching. How do I get over here? I can put me on here. A love letter to Southern Black people in our generational tradition of searching for and finding freedom through the art. But who Coogler chooses to let live to tell the story, and who chooses to die feels too much like a metaphor to ignore. All right, Brooke. What's Rick got to say? Coogler shaped his core from a wild gumbo of blood, violence, racism, anger, magic, and belief in the divine, wrapped in a twine, a rough juke from Old Town, hardcore Mississippi blues. All right, Rick, I like that. Let's see what Sarah talking about. It's surprising that someone as deft at handling complex issues and ambitious storytelling as Mr. Coogler allowed his movie to get so out of hand. Oh, shut up, Sarah. Let's see what Sarah got to say. What she mean got out of control? Oh, man. All right, man. There we go, man. Sinners. Just a little breakdown. Just went over some stuff. Pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. Definitely will watch it again once it gets on streaming services. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tonight, we're going to watch Life. Probably in about 20 minutes here. We're going to go ahead and watch a little bit of Life. Tell me, how did I get life? We're going to watch that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Sinners, 10 out of 10. Probably the best movie I've seen in 25, to be honest with you. I haven't seen a movie better than it yet. It's still early, though, because it's only April. It's still early, but this looks like it might ride on out. We got Him, the Jordan Peele, but that comes out later on in the year. Or is it early 26? But that comes out later on. We'll check that out. I wish I could get some screenshots so I could have showed you some parts that I've seen. But oh yeah, Power is Fire. Let me know, man. Just hit me up, message me on Instagram, and then yeah, we can definitely work something out. So I thought there was a break for Power next week, but what I'm seeing now is saying there isn't a break. So remember, all of the episode descriptions I got those like a month before the actual episodes even dropped. So before the season started. So it looks like there isn't a break next weekend. It looks like we're going to run the whole 10 weeks straight. We're going to see. I'll keep you guys updated on that, but tune into commercial mode. We about to watch Life. Once I get off of here, set that up. Probably about 15 minutes. We'll get that thing cracking. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I'm Mo.J. This is a Sinners movie review. And 10 out of 10. Must watch.
Can't